What up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your guy. Something. Hit the keys. Here today to do a quick review and demonstration over Flanger by Minimal Audio. What is Flanger, you may ask? It's a flanger plugin. Let's go ahead and check this thing out. So when you open up Flanger, it is going to look like this. The intro price on Flanger is going to be $29. I do believe that you'll be able to use this in current along with all of the rest of Minimal Audio's effects. I just don't have the update at the time of recording the video on current, so I can only use this as a third-party effect. But when you open it up, this thing is going to look like this. It's pretty cool because you have different sections. So you've got like 8 different voices that you can go between. You've got different styles that you can mess with, like classic, hollow, and vapor. You've got scales, so you can make the flanger work on a scale, whatever scale it is that you're looking for. So you see, obviously, you have C through B, and then you have all kinds of different scale types here, whether it's harmonic, pentatonic, blues, dominant, all that other stuff. And then you can control the voicing in the scale with all this stuff. So it's pretty cool. You'll see here you have some basic effects that you would normally get in the flanger, like mod, def, your rate, your shape. You can go back and forth with the snap on this, with ramp and shape. And then with this one, obviously you can sync time or rate. You've got this randomize button right here that adjusts the amount of LFO randomization. You can see, obviously, you're going to get the tips right there too. Note that each waveform randomizes in a unique way, and then the stereo offset. So what I meant to say on this is going to be your different waveforms. You know what I'm saying? So pretty cool. You know, obviously you're going to get stereo spread with your flanger voices, and then you can spread each voice's pitch across musical intervals. So pretty cool. I use Flanger on a bunch of stuff in this beat, so I'll just go ahead and play this little demo beat like always. Then I'll kind of go through what I use Flanger on, and then I'll pull up just a regular saw wave, and then we'll mess with the flanger on that so you can hear what it's doing. So this thing ain't all the way mixed down as always, but let's go. All right, guys, so that was a little demo beat that I put together for you guys today. I'm going to go ahead and highlight this section. We'll hop back in to Flanger and check it out a little bit more. So I didn't use Flanger on my piano, but this is what the piano sounds like initially. Now, if we throw Flanger on there, we can get it to sound like. We can go between these different styles and get a different sound. That's pretty cool. We can mess with this span button too. Pretty nice. You got control over your frequencies too. So pretty cool there. We're not going to harp too much on that though. So I also used it on this guitar right here. The guitar sounded like this initially. Right, so that's what the guitar sounded like. Now once we throw this Flanger on there, we got it to sound like. I thought that sounded really good with this piano. If I take off the poly flanger I just put on there though, right? But this is what it sounds like together. So I kind of like the movement that the flanger is giving that. I just used the flanger for movement here too on these bells. So these are what the bells sounded like before I threw the poly flanger on there. But once I threw this poly flanger on there, I just gave it some movement. You see how it's moving here? So that's kind of all I wanted to use that for on that. Obviously, you can use a flanger on a sub bass. You can get some really cool sounds with that. So here is this sub bass right here. Now, once I threw this poly flanger on there though, so you know what I'm saying? It's super thick though. Obviously it's spread out, but it sounds pretty good. And then with this too, you can come over here and mess with different things. So it's in A minor. I've got the scale locked right here, but we can turn this on too. So you hear how it's adding movement there to that 808 for me as I'm changing the voices. That's pretty cool because you can use this for like synthesizers and stuff too in order to give all kinds of different movement to your synth, you know, just give something a little bit different. So you see how it's going in thirds, it's going through the different voices and stuff. That's pretty cool. Then you can mess with the stereo, the span, and all of that. Another thing that you can use this on, obviously, is going to be some drums. So with the drums just sounded like this. Now, once I turn the poly flanger on, I can get it to sound like. So you hear how it's giving it a different flow. Again, you can come over here and mess with the style again. Shut up, dude. Shut up. Oh, that sounds hard. I mess with that. I didn't really get too hard on this yet, but with these styles, this vapor does a lot with a lot of these sounds. This vapor adds like a little extra different, because there's 3 different types of flanger, you know? But that's hard, bro. Kind of dope, bro. It's like it's just adding another melody for me. I mean, it might be a little rough on some of y'all, you know, little things we could do to make that sound a little more cohesive. Don't judge me by the amount of plugins that I have. Is that we can just come over here and we can grab like a fruity EQ, and then we can just take off some of those high-end frequencies if we wanted to. Guys, that's fire to me, bro. That's where it's at. So obviously there's a bunch of different presets in here that you can mess with too as well. So I haven't really gone through any of the presets. I've kind of just been having a good time playing around. But there are a bunch of presets in here that you can go through. So as we see here, I mean, you've got tune presets, you got resonators, rhythmic, experimental, classic, essentials. There are some good stuff here in the essentials. Switch this to vapor real quick though. That's fire to me, bro. So you guys kind of get the point there. Let me go ahead and pull up the last thing. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull up another instant of current. So as you guys will see here, I'm assuming that this is just going to pop right here. So I'm assuming this is going to be the spot for poly flanger. It just, like I said, I don't have the update yet. Otherwise, I would have showed you guys poly flanger in current to see how it works and everything. But I just have this simple saw up. All right, so you guys can hear what that sounds like. Now, once we throw this poly flanger on there, though. Again, you can come in here and mess with these classic hollow and vapor. Come here, we can change the scale again. So we'll go back to A minor, baby. And then again, like you can come over here and you can start messing with different voicing. You got others, obviously. All right, so we can turn these voices down too. Oh, this flanger is fire. You just do random stuff. You can just play around with this for a while. I believe I have a, oh damn, I don't even have a clipper on the end of this. So I've been messing with this whole time. I forgot to put a clipper on here. I will fix the noise in post, but as you guys can see. Pretty fire. This thing is pretty fire, man. I mean, it's a flanger plugin. You guys kind of see what you're gonna get. You're gonna be able to do a bunch of dope stuff with this. You'll be able to use a bunch of different voicings, and then the different flanger modes is where it's at for me. So I think this is dope. $29 for the intro. If you need a good flanger plugin, Blodowski, it's there. If you don't need a flanger plugin, I'm not gonna tell you to go buy it, but this thing is pretty dope. So make sure if you guys do like this content though, you drop a whole elbow on that like button, hit subscribe and that notification bell so every time we bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to see. I appreciate you guys' time as always, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Some, hit the key.